a little bit pre-PT, deck we're doing pretty well with. I ended up kind of favoring the mono black builds. Maybe still am favoring the mono black builds, but I wanted to give this archetype a little bit of love, and I've been working on it off stream some. The big thing I think is that this is something that was a big question mark for me pre-PT was like, do you want to play Halfling over Ragavan? For me right now, I'm like relatively happy to just play Halfling over Ragavan. Giving your Sheoldred uncounterable is a big deal. Giving your Ring uncounterable is a big deal. It also lets you go down to 20 lands. I think 20 lands for Wrenn for Halfling is a pretty solid mana base. And overall, I think the deck is feeling like pretty nice and clean in the main deck. I have a few different sideboard plans I'm trying out at the moment, including the South Mansfield special of Ragavan in the sideboard. There's a few matchups where like Ragavan is super important to have access to. It's like Tron and Living End are the big two. There's a handful of other just like, linear decks where this type of effect is of course so important. But I don't think those decks are common enough to actually want to main deck any copies. So obviously nothing too crazy. I will say that a lot of people have been playing some Saga builds of Jund. I've been playing some Saga builds of Jund too, and I'm not really sure exactly how I would build that. So, but I'm not, and obviously I think it's always very close between this build and that build. But I do know how I build this build, so we're playing this today. Principe, thank you, my old friend, for the raid. Hope you're doing well today. Mike with the 49 months. Yeah, I just need the Liliana Dark Confidant my way out of it. Round 1 was Hammer. It was a really interesting Hammer list with, like, Nettlecyst, Cranial Plating, multiple Steel Shaper's Gifts, seemingly no Esper Sentinel, too. Which I'm a little bit hesitant to believe... Oh, not humans. A little bit hesitant to believe no... Am I really taking Mantis Rider here? The images are so funny against my double Bowmaster hand. I actually think that they're very likely to Meddling Mage name Bowmaster with the images with the images in hand, so maybe I'll just take the Mage. Good old no turn 2 play humans. Yeah, we punted game 2. It was kind of like an easy brain farty punt to make, but it was still a big punt. The old humans with the turn 2 upkeep stop. Which is really just a good luck wish. Alright, let's see if they drew a third land. Did he draw a third land? So we're going to move for 3 this turn, and then 6 next turn. Maybe 9 next turn if they cast both images, but they would have to have drawn a land that can cast image. I do think I'm going to play a Bowmaster this turn. Like, getting these into play against the deck with all the Canopy lands is pretty nice. And I probably want to be playing Fable next turn so I can cast the Ring the following turn. Humans should be playing Strict Proctor or Hushbringer. Interesting. Probably play the one that's a human, right? Proctor is a human. Is he going to cast image? Yeah, I was saying, but they have 2 images, so I'm talking about them casting 2 images here. No champ, no vial. I mean, they may have vial. I was thinking about doing the Urza Saga Power Conduit thing in humans, because I really want to play. I like the Urza Saga Power Conduit Aether Vial package a lot in the Yawgmoth deck. I thought it was interesting there. I also want to try it in an Esper Sentinel deck where Power Conduit helps get the Sentinel out. Okay, they illusion and then they copy Bowmaster. Wow. Really surprised they resisted just smacking me for 9. And then they target the orc because they're gonna just copy my. They're just gonna copy my bowmaster. This is so weird. Strict Proctor stops a lot of modern cards. Yeah, Strict Proctor could be great. I mean, it also stops your own like Thalia's Lieutenants though, which is a problem. But you can maybe play around it. But also, you know, Humans is a deck that wants to play Aether Vial and Esper Sentinel and has some counter synergies for Power Conduit. It would have to be like, I think, a pretty different build of Humans to want to do something like that. But I was just trying to figure that out, like mono white Urza Saga Aether Vial. You'll say no to this. Oh my gosh. I didn't mean to already go to combat. It is fine here. Strict Proctor is a cleric, not a human. What's the other creature type? Ooh. Okay, so I love that. Do I ever Wrenn and Six Bowmaster? Or am I always going to go Bowmaster? I do think I Wrenn and Six ping Bowmaster on their turn. It's always nice playing against humans because they just literally can't have anything. They just like literally can't have things, or almost never have it. Maybe never say never, huh? Isn't Fiddlebender probably the best shell for Vial Conduit Saga shenanigans? I think Fiddlebender, like, the card sucks. In theory, yes, but I'm kind of off the card Fiddlebender for a while. Could just try to get back into it. But I think I was working on like a mono white, mostly white like build of this, you know, idea yesterday. I did try to put Fiddlebender in the list, and I was not very happy with like how Fiddlebender looked, I guess. I could be persuaded that it would have been correct to add it, maybe, but I think that the best artifact build of this idea is going to be more focused on Urza. Oh, right. We should have targeted the Orc Army? That's the first time I've ever Bowmastered a Phantasmal Image. That will maybe be the last time I ever Bowmaster a Phantasmal Image, too. Mantis Rider looking genuinely good. It's pretty cool. Bowmaster ping is better than Mantis Rider one. Yeah, chat was warning me about it. I totally missed it. Yeah, it's okay. Don't need chat to solve all my problems. Life total's looking pretty low. Thankfully, we have a bunch of rings to chain together until we can find a Sheoldred. Yeah, I'm feeling mostly better. I'm still like not really 100%, but good enough to stream. Sorry, I guess, I mean, it's kind of obvious I have a bolted now, but you just don't need to play around things against humans, and they might, like, play another Phantasmal Image or something. Do you prefer a Dreadhorde Arcanist or Ragavan and Murktide? I don't know. It's close. I think that honestly, like, neither card is just super impressive or anything. We need to kill that. I think I'll kill the Rider. Just like with the Bowmaster in hand, I could like double Bowmaster Thalia or ping Thalia plus Bowmaster ETB. Bowmaster entering tapped would be a bit of a problem, but if I could just like time walk with the next ring, that'll be fine. Okay, I found a Sheoldred, which is great. I do have to play another ring, right? I think resetting ring was correct too. Tamashii rebuy Saga if you're in a step through shell. Well, we don't necessarily need to register step through for Tamashii to be playable, but yeah, we could. Good. I have been trying to build like a fair Tamashii deck for a long time. I don't know if this is the secret to it, but maybe it is. Man, that Thalia Heretic Athar is really the thorn in my side here, I guess. So I go to 2, play Sheoldred, go up to 6. I need to find a removal spell. What if they ever sack the Ranger Captain here? Yeah, I don't think that they're supposed to. Maybe they are. Does stop me from bolting first. I guess I could go on my opponent's. I could go Tarmogoyf. I could go bolt the Thalia on my opponent's turn. Bowmaster. Go to 1. Next turn, Sheoldred Ring. This line loses to Mantis Rider number 3. Alternatively, me going Sheoldred Ring tap up to 6, bolt. That loses to Reflector Mage. Or Mantis Rider, so I think I'm supposed to take this line. Mantis Rider number 4? No, it would just be number 3, right? One of those was an image. Image 2, they can ping me. That's true, yeah. So we could try to play around Phantasmal Image by just playing 1 Bowmaster here, and then have the ability to kill. Oh no, sorry, never mind. If we kill our first Bowmaster with another Bowmaster, then then they just copy the second one. So let's let's not. I don't think we have a line that beats another image for whatever that's worth. Oh, we do. Actually, we do. This is a cool line. Double chump to play around Phantasmal Image. I kind of like it. I don't know. I think it's fine. They can assign 2 to 1 Bowmaster? Right. I always forget that you can do that. So I should have triple blocked or double blocked. It doesn't actually play around a ton. Modern players are all really bad at combat math. So they did have another Reflector Mage. At least we played around that one. Could you have done the same thing? Yeah, I guess the line was to just play 1 Bowmaster and then chump with the 1 Bowmaster. So we play Sheoldred, we go to 5, play Tarmogoyf. Dead to some top decks, but yeah, we're dead to Mantis Rider, dead to Phantasmal Image, dead to Reflector Mage. It's actually a lot. A lot of cards. But their window to find the cards is pretty narrow. Not dead to Rider? I am. They just Oh, you're right. No, they sit with everything. Yeah, I'm dead on board. They just attack with everything if they Mantis Rider. They take 2 plus 3 is 5. Well, you know, I'm doubting the way I've been playing today. Though I'm just doubting everything. Are they vialists? They almost definitely have 8. They're playing Image. They have vials in the deck. They just didn't draw a vial this game. I is my guess. I would be shocked to learn that they don't have Aether Vial. Human should cut Vial versus Jund for game 2. I think that is not true. I think that's something that humans players maybe do sometimes. I think trimming 1 is fine, but you just really need to get ahead of Jund, and you kind of can't do that without Aether Vial. I may be a little low on answers for Sanctifier if I cut all these discard spells. Although I can just maybe Endurance is better than Fable. I'll just block Sanctifier, blocks Mantis Rider. It actually seems great against them. To me, I kind of think it's very easy to be yes, we just have to cut. It's so simple, Spike. You just have to cut the vials against Jund, then you're good. But it's just not true. Vial is so crucial to your mana base, and I'm pretty happy always to play against any humans player who's cut their vials. Just playing all at sorcery speed, 1 card a turn. I'm usually pretty happy. It's the worst top deck. You need to keep drawing gas. See, this is where the flaw in your logic is. It's the worst top deck. You need to keep drawing gas. You usually don't beat Jund in the top deck war. You usually are not going to beat Jund in the top deck war. Beat them by getting way ahead of them early, or just putting a Sanctifier and Vec into play. Put 2 Sanctifier and Vex into play. You know, you beat them early and you lose to them late. And so trying to just make your deck much slower and easier to play around to slightly improve your top decks in the late game is a losing battle. But it is a battle that you that humans players always want to fight. Humans players just hate losing the games where they're getting out top decked. So this is how you trick yourself into building your deck suboptimally post board, because you just hate being out top decked, and this is a very, very easy trap to fall into. But Aether Vial is the best card in your deck. Your deck is so much less powerful without it. Is Sanctifier close to being main board? It's not that far away, honestly, but I don't think we're there yet, no. Oh, bro, 25 months, thank you. Yeah, the run was awesome to get 5.5 games through. It was so sick. He'll get it eventually too. We're all very proud of our Dino. So this just gets bolted. How come Jim says Goblins suck now? Every league I see pop it off. I don't. That's also been my experience. Every time I play Goblins, I feel we do well with it, and I'm relatively happy to register at any time. it's one of the decks I'm considering playing at for the Modern Super League. I'm considering playing it for the RCQs. So I don't know. My pod is really interesting. I think I know like the level 1 deck choice of Gavin, Reed, and Mighty Linguini. I think I know like level 1 what they're all picking. I don't know like how metagamey I should go. But like I just feel like my specific pod is like weirdly very easy to read. At least like the level, no pun intended. Like what they're gonna be on, but maybe I should not try to metagame too much. What do you put Gavin on? I think Gavin is like kind of the most obvious, right? Like Gavin just like loves Merfolk. I don't know very much about Gavin. I know Gavin works at Wizards, and I know Gavin loves Merfolk. This is all I know about Gavin. So I almost definitely put him on Merfolk. Do you have to stick to the same deck throughout the league? So I think I honestly not 100%. No, but you have to, for each week you have to pick this. You stay on the same deck that you picked for the week. Does Reed have any love for certain archetype? Yeah, like I think that Reed will like probably pick Jund because it's like a little bit of a better content choice, and also Reed genuinely does like to play Jund in Modern. He like actually does. Does like it. We're playing Jund here today. But like, I like would he pick to play Yawgmoth? I don't know. Maybe he's off of it after the PT. Have they told me all the rules for deck selection? Can you reuse your decks across 3 weeks? Okay, okay. My week is not for like 2 weeks. I have not like read any of the rules yet, but I'm I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I should before I start picking decks. But I assume it's just. You pick a deck for the week, you play your pod, and then you do it again, like, next month. But I haven't actually read the rules of the league yet. I did tune in for, like, the very end of the... Yeah, I know I'm a full-time, like, Magic gamer, but I'm still, like, a full-time gamer, you know what I mean? And, like, I'm like, struggling to keep up. Although I guess I engage with Magic in, like, a little bit of an atypical way. Record. We are 1-1 in this league. We 0-2 the last league, but I played both matches pretty bad, honestly. Yeah, I am living the dream, honestly. Things are going so well. This has just kind of been the best year of my life, if I'm being honest. Well, they leave me with the Terminate. It's kind of surprising. So, I want to probably go Swamp Inquisition. Okay. That being said, like I'm kind of stuck on Baldur's Gate, where I messed up. I messed up a quest line really bad. And like I don't know that I'm gonna have time to do a second playthrough anytime soon. And so I'm like, do I just like I don't know how I fix it, and also like I don't like there's some bugs too. It's kind of a whole thing. I probably just have to like accept that the quest line is fucked and get a second playthrough done at some point. Yeah, Terminate on upkeep. Just reload it. And the thing is like from what I can tell, I messed it up by like not talking to a character at the beginning of Act 3 or near the beginning of Act 3. I just like the game, it was really my fault because the game is telling me talk to this character, you better talk to this character, And I'm like, I want to explore the city first. I will be back when I'm back. And then I like progressed the main quest. And then I progressed the main quest. And maybe I can just reload before I progress the main quest. Maybe that would be fine. I know a character referencing doesn't matter if you miss it. Well, the thing is, I think it messed up one of my party members' quest line really badly because, from what I could tell when I looked up, isn't Swamp dangerous here because you may not draw third land? If I don't draw third land, I think it's okay. I mean, it's just life total is so risky against scam. I think I'm comfortable enough just getting Swamp. So we're gonna get to Odawara. Is the new set out now? If the new set was out, we would not be playing Jund. We'd be Bruin. It'd be out on Wednesday. Is it Shadowheart? It's Will's quest I messed up. It's okay. I can mess Will's quest up, you know. Yeah, they have the early access. Oh, I don't think I got an email. I usually get an email for it, but I mean, I don't mind like not getting the early access arena because I just never do it. It won't change anything? Okay. Yeah, I probably just need to... I just need to finish this stupid game. Pretty good top deck, obviously. These are the kind of games you want to be playing against Scam, just trying to out-top deck them. Failing a little bit, I guess. Probably not supposed to fetch. I guess if they attack Wrenn, I can fetch. Just do need to be a little bit concerned about my life total. Thinning does matter. I only have 20 lands in the deck. So we're gonna lose our Wrenn. So they don't top deck a Bowmaster. About moderation control using Ice Out. Cancel with Bargain, be blue to sack moderation when needed. Sounds awful. Sorry, but I know I was really into trying moderation control. I actually like I had a very brief conversation with Sam. We just happened to like I just bumped into him at a party, and the whole reason I was like into like the idea of moderation control at first was like Sam had like made a comment about like really liking moderation in Image 2 playtesting, Sam Black, and like that comment just like haunted me for like 2 years trying to figure out like what it was I was missing, but Sam was like, yeah, it's not good. Why no attack Ragavan? Oh yeah, but probably everything, of course, should be attacked. I think they have a discard spell with that pause. Definitely double blocking. Probably not much reason to bolt now. Like I'm just kind of playing it into an undying effect when I could draw like an Inquisition. Bolt on their upkeep to take less damage. Well, I have a lot of mana to work with here. Can I play everything in my hand? I have 9 mana and 5. I have 8 mana value worth of spells. No, I have 5, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay, works out. Wait. Fable, Bowmaster. Okay, I can't. I'm one short. I miscounted somewhere. Okay, I mean I can fetch and shock, but then I die. We also do have to draw a ring or Sheoldred in the top 5, which is probably doable. Famous last words. I get more looks if I get to stick stick this Fable. That to a bolt. So I have 1, 5, I have 7 looks at a Sheoldred ring. Although 2 of my Sheoldreds are gone. I'm dead to Bowmaster. I go to 1 against the Bowmaster, right? Because I can just kill it. Like, I make a ping down to 3, and then I tap the ring and the Bowmaster. I go to 1, then I kill the Bowmaster. So I don't actually have great odds here. I'm gonna be able to cast Bowmaster and then ping the Grief also. So down to 2. Yes to Fable. Another Lightning Bolt. Can I ever have lethal here? Ping Grief. I mean, let's just always. We're always tapping the ring. Let's tap the ring. I missed on my outs. Fuck. Ping Grief. Play Wrenn and Six or Bowmaster. Ping Grief. At 15. Okay, kill this. Attack for 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 with a ping. Plus 6. 14. So I put them to 1. But then I can, on my upkeep, respond to the ring trigger, tap and try to draw another bolt or another Bowmaster. If they don't block the 2/2, I win. I was counting the orc growing. I counted it as 2 already. Yeah, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Count this for the killing the grief. 9. 9 plus 6. Oh, 9 plus 6. Okay, one more time. Ping, ping, Bowmaster, ping face. They're at 14. This is dead. Then I have 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 6 is... Plus the 1 at 14. Yeah. Yeah, start with Thoughtseize. I do think the just attack with everything makes sense at first, because if my opponent doesn't block the Fable, then they die. If they do block the Fable, it's not any different. No blocks, baby! No blocks! No block, Chad. Let's go. What? Yeah. I was planning, like, we still have like 5 looks at another Bolt or Bowmaster in our upkeep, so still like somewhat reasonable to win if we can fade a top deck of theirs, but... Oh. So back to that plan, huh? Okay. And now, can I play blockers? Yeah, I can just block the grief. So I'm doing this so that I have Bowmaster as an out in addition to Bolt, not just Bolt. And then I can play around a discard spell by using both bolts now. I think there's a good chance they have a discard spell. But if it's Thoughtseize, they're kind of never casting it. I can play around a removal spell by playing Halfling, although doesn't beat Fury, still dead to Fury. They only have 1 Terminate left yet, or they have maybe no Terminates left. No, they should have 1. So I think I'd rather play around a Grief than play around 1 Terminate, which is like really the only difference here. Bowmaster. Halfling would have played around Bowmaster. Do you have fetchables? We don't have basic land fetchables. So now I have to Bolt Grief, and I have to draw a Bolt and a Bowmaster, which is not super likely. Can respond to the Bowmaster triggers at least. Oh, yeah, didn't draw anything. Tough game. Something like this. Let's try this. A little bit worried about getting Blood Mooned, but we'll be okay. Can maybe play a second Boseiju. Yeah, maybe I'll play just 2 Boseiju. 2 Halfling. The Clough with the 39 months. Yeah, good day to resub. The new tutor card is going to break decks like these with Children Ring. I don't think that it is. Like, there was a post from, friend of the channel, Golgari guy on Twitter yesterday that had like 1,600 likes and was like, can you imagine sacking Bowmaster to get Sheoldred or a ring? And like, I don't know, I talked about this in my YouTube video too. It's like y'all, like you like in this build, the mirror card is not playable. We don't have enough ways to enable it. Like, you have to you always have to have a token or artifact in play for it to be good. And sacking a relic or a talisman isn't really where you want to be either. I think sacking talisman is fine if you're putting Valky into play maybe, but the card is really not going to be that crazy, I think. At the very least, you have to do some serious deck building to enable this card. People are they really just gloss over the whole sack a permanent aspect of the card. It's hard to have permanent stick in Modern. It is just not that easy. And then when you have to do that and have a 4-mana spell, you have to have a lot of enablers. You have to put cards like Colony Guard in your deck. It can't get Valky for free? Okay, someone one of the top comments on my YouTube video is talking about putting Valky into play. Can it not cast Valky? Or Tybalt? Okay. Because that was just one of the top comments on the YouTube thing, so I thought I had missed it. Fable Treasure? Yeah, but this, again, it's okay, I just have to, attack with a Fable token, baby, and then I can enable it. What if your opponent just kills your Fable, your mirror token? You have this you have Diabolic Tutor in your hand all of a sudden. All of a sudden, you just have Diabolic Tutor in your hand. And it's, very common for your opponent to just, Teferi minus on your Fable token. I'm just saying that there are a lot of scenarios where this goes wrong. I may want to get a basic off this. I think I'm going to play the Boseiju. Would I be okay if my opponent undied the Ragavan this turn? Yeah. What do you think with talismans? I'm also just not that excited to sack my to talisman sack. It seems okay, but I saw the Doomig tweet. Play Talisman in the mono black deck, and then you have Talismans and Bowmasters. You need I think minimum 12 good things to sack. So if you play Bowmaster, Talisman, you still need something else to sacrifice. I'm not very excited to sack Talisman. I'm not very excited to sack Relic. You know what I mean? And another thing too, it's if you're playing this card in the mono black list, mono black already has 1,000,000 4-drops. I was playing Grief Shielded Ring, and Nasif is playing Damnation Shielded Ring. You already have 9 4-drops, and so adding another one to the deck is also not just something you can do super easily. And then you're also adding all of these other cards. I actually think there's a really good chance it's just a very suboptimal card to include in your list. But I'm excited to try it. But people thinking this card is going to be immediately busted, clearly busted. I just am not seeing it. Rakdos Bombardment with Mayhem Double-S. Well, the thing is, you have to sack a token, an artifact, or enchantment. So not being able to sack Bloodghast stinks. Yeah, you don't want to sack a real card, you know what I mean? It's I would rather just draw a Sheoldred and cast a Sheoldred, you know? You could just put another good 4-drop in that slot and just draw and cast that. It doesn't cost you a card. Yeah, the card's also bad against Teferi. The card has a lot of weaknesses. But Oni Cult Anvil, I'm more on board. It is a cool card though. It is a very cool card. Yeah, sack Hatching Plans. But what I'm saying is you're gonna have to put some bad cards in your deck. You're gonna have to play Asmo Cookbook. Like Asmo Cookbook is like the main place I want to try this. Like a mono black reanimator shell where you can like get persistent stuff off of it. This is my main thought for the card. Single graveyard. So they can only shrink this by, I guess they can target the Ragavan and the Undying Malice. Abundant Growth. Abundant Growth, that is an awesome suggestion, yeah. Utopia Sprawl. I like Abundant Growth. That is a great suggestion, Simon. It works well with Saga too. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree that it works well with Saga. You can get like a Chromatic Star, sack the Chromatic Star, maybe sometimes. But again, my main point is that this is a card with like real and serious deck building restrictions that are like far from free, and it'll be an exciting deck building journey, and I don't think that it is going to be a particularly impressive card overall, but could be surprised. Okay, we saw their hand. They're very far away from Blood Mooning me, so let's just get some duels. Incredible top deck. Card is also triple black, which in your Urza Saga deck can be a bit awkward. I think Just Sky Breach could turn into Grixis Breach and find the combo pieces: Sack, Mox, Amber, or Bobble. Again, what I'm saying, and I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. If you're building a Besiege deck and your plan is to sack real like cantrips, like Relic, Bobble, Mox Amber is a little bit different because it's an accelerant. Accelerants are a little different. But like, oh, I'm just gonna sack a Bobble. I'm just going to sack a Relic. I'm just going to have a permanent in play that is usually something you want to stick around. I usually want to get a card out of. I'm just going to sack it. It's not a good plan. You need to have things that are good to sacrifice. Is my current evaluation. Send with everything. Hit them for 3. Let's not. Maybe we should save this for Fable. Their hand is Undying Spell, Thoughtseize, Mystery card. Yeah, Ichor Wellspring, those kind of cards too, you know what I mean? It's like... And then the problem also becomes you have a million 4-drops in your deck, which is, you know, Doomake was talking about talismans. Talismans do make sense to mitigate that issue, but... Yeah, let's just pass again. With the sack artifacts in Tron, yeah. Well, you can't play it in Tron because it's a triple black card, but there are. That's what I'm saying. You have to play cards like this. You have to play cards that are good to sacrifice. You can't just this card like this is the kind of card that when people read it, like it has so much upside. It's awesome. 4 mana, put anything in it, cast anything. That's 4 or less. That's awesome. That is such a cool effect. People read that and it's so easy for them to gloss over the downside. To just kind of mentally ignore the downside because they are so hyped about it. I've been guilty of this myself, and I see this kind of evaluation happening all the time, and I would caution you against it. Have their own Sheoldred? Okay, GG. Treacherous Blessing, that's awesome, yeah. Think Hatching Plans will be playable in any modern decks. I remember like long time before I started streaming, me and my friends spent a day brewing a Monastery Mentor Hatching Plans deck that played Claws of Gix as a as a 0 mana artifact for Mentor and a sacrifice outlet for Hatching Plans, and we also had Sun Titan in the deck that could bring back your Hatching Plans. It could also bring back Monastery Mentor. This was probably like 2015 or something like that. But the deck was really cool. The deck was really, really cool. Yeah, Hatching Plans is a 2-mana enchantment. When it's put into the graveyard from the battlefield, draw 3 cards. And then, yeah, we had Claws of Gix, because it was a 0-mana artifact for Mentor and your sack outlet for plans. Okay, going to game 3. Well, hatching plans with the Cracked Earth. That was kind of fun. Gigs plus plans with the standard deck. I believe that. We were just like looking for like any permanent sack outlet. Maybe one day. Oh no, not my fate. We'll push against the turn 1 Scam Fury. Maybe my Goyf can be 4/5 by turn 2 if I Inquisition. I have to take a creature or something off the Goyf, but I can get maybe Swamp off the Catacombs and just get one of each basic just for pain purposes. Yeah, I have to find another type for the Goyf. Artifact is another type. I mean, I'm definitely taking the Hearse too because it shrinks the Goyf. But yeah, I've got a 4/5. That'll do. Could Inquisition my own Wrenn. I think it's just better to hope they have something, but no, I hate Scam. What can you do? What can you do? Maybe we'll get Thoughtseize bugged. We have a lot of good draws. Bowmaster is a good draw. Terminate's a good draw. Goyf is a good draw. So we're taking 8. Getting Overgrown Tomb. Imagine they've top decked the bolts. It'd be so annoying. Obviously dead to removal spell. Halloween October. Yeah, it's gonna be the first time throwing a Halloween party in our house. Last year we were in Vegas during Halloween. We ended up passing out candy. We were in Vegas. We came back Halloween Day maybe. Hope we can scam again. Yikes. Best decks for the best decks for a reason, for sure. I will say this, I've been saying this a lot lately. All of the worst games in Modern, I think, involve grief. I think all the worst games in Modern involve grief. I think the format would be better without it. Alright, so they have Bowmasters, I have Bowmasters, we both know we both have Bowmasters. I'm just gonna pass back here. Yeah, GG's dub, it's okay. Don't sweat it. We're both stuck on 2 lands. I think I'm just not going to fetch yet. So there's their Bowmaster. They also have another Thoughtseize, 2 Griefs, a push. I kind of want to take the Thoughtseize. No, I just have to take the Bowmasters. Think people should play more Path to Exile? No, of course not. If Scam loses Grief, is it still an archetype or is it full apart? I mean, you can play black-red mid-range. But I don't think you should be playing black-red mid-range with like a bunch of Feign Deaths and just Fury. I think that it kind of shifts. It shifts to be like Jonder, black-red mid-range, No-Saga, you know, Grixis Shadow are all like totally fine black-red X decks. It has Grief, Grief, Fury. Mystery card. What changed to make Grief better since release? Sort of take a while to find the best shot. I mean, so like one thing is Bowmaster was a big buff to the Rakdos Evoke archetype. Orcish Bowmaster was a huge buff to an already very good deck. And then also we had 2 or 3 decks that were like pretty good against Scam get pushed out of the metagame. Creativity and Hammer both had like pretty good Scam matchups. Like not by a huge margin, but were like marginally favored in the matchup, and both of these strategies got pushed out because of the ring. And so that in combination with the big buff in Bowmasters, Scam has become, you know, de facto best deck. When before it was just like one of the top strategies. Now for the 3 months, thank you. I don't hate this hand. Let's keep this. It's maybe a little bit too reactive. I like being able to get my swamp against a possible Blood Moon. I don't mind this Terminate in the hand. Yeah, Lurrus was also around at the beginning of MH2, and like the Lurrus Rakdos deck that we used to play on stream all the time, that I was like, you know, that we played a ton of and we worked really hard on. Like that deck was better than Scam. Am I calling Rakdos Evoke as a meme? Am I serious? No, this is a way to stunlock me. Am I serious, Spike? Would you really call it Rakdos Invoke and not Scam? I don't know. It's just such a boring conversation. I guess it just doesn't matter. It's just the same thing. Are you seriously calling it Rakdos Evoke right now? I thought you were one of us, Spike. One of the people who are like, it's Scam. It's Scam or it's nothing. Yeah, who cares? I'm just gonna start calling it Rakdos Evoke. I like the sideboard plan last time. I'll definitely call it Rakdos Evoke during the Super League stuff. It's, you know, it's just fine. You named the deck Scam, was it me? No, people always think like I built the Scam deck. I get this all the time. I did not. I've had very little influence on like the Scam archetype. On the Rakdos Evoke archetype. They're calling it Scam Super League. Yeah, again, it's just not that serious. You know what I mean? It's just the kind of thing that like people love to obsess over. It just doesn't fucking matter. Isn't Ragavan better than Halfling in this matchup? Ragavan is awful in this matchup. They have 4 Orcish Bowmasters. And like lots of the same 1-mana removal that also kills the Halfling, also kills the Ragavan, but they have 4 Bowmasters that just make the Ragavan so embarrassing. I guess we're supposed to play Goyf. Kind of nice to have a bit possible Boseiju for Blood Moon here too. They evoke Fury. We can Endurance the Undying. Did you build the Yogg deck in its early stages? Yeah. Like pretty shortly after MH1, and like I wasn't the only one to figure out like 2 Undying creatures, Yawgmoth, Hapatra, but like I did figure it out by myself, and I did figure it out on stream too, which I think that dynamic was like is something I'm very proud of. like figuring out the deck on stream was awesome. It was like my best brewing stream ever, but I had like, you know, 50 viewers or something at the time. But it was like just secretly the best stream I've ever done, maybe, just like brewing the Yawgmoth deck. Modern was also like really different back then too, where Hogak was the best deck, and so like at the time, like I had 4 main deck carrion feeders that were super important to like kill Yawgmoth's bridges and stuff. And then you had like some combos with carrion feeder too, but you know, it was very different dynamic back then. And then so I 5-0'd with the Yawgmoth deck on stream. Then Will Hall Experience saw the list, was like, "Hey, can I play this on stream?" And of course, you know, you don't need my permission, but asked or whatever. And then Will 5-0'd. Will's list got published. It was just my 75. Will's list got published under his name instead of mine. And then Saffron Olive copied that list, gave Will all the credit because he didn't know I existed or anything. And nobody knew I built the deck at the time. I was so heartbroken. Shooter looking pretty good. and Will's still in the chat all these years later. It's funny. You have a link to that video? No, I don't know. It's like lost to time. Like that was before the YouTube channel like recorded the VODs and stuff. And I don't think you can go back. Like this is like 4 years ago at this point, at least 4 years ago. So it's like it's just kind of lost to history. I'm sure there's some people that were here. I tell this story sometimes, and there are sometimes people who are like, I was there. Do I want to trade Sheoldreds? Not really, if I can avoid it. I feel kind of okay with this block. It's okay against one removal spell because we just both keep our Sheoldreds and we both lose a creature. It's not very good against Fury, but if their hand is Fury red card scam, I have Endurance and I'm still doing okay against that. Doing okay against this too. I was unironically there, yeah. It was probably like one of my top 5 streams ever. Winning the PTQ with Blue White Miracles was also like, it's kind of hard to ever top that. Like winning a PTQ on stream, no hand hider. I've been chasing that high ever since. With a brew too. with a brew was just that was awesome. Although, like, it was also, like, Yamakiller was already queued and scooped to me in the finals, so it wasn't, like... it wasn't, like, the most exciting ending, but it did end with me getting a PT invite, so... yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, the Blind Tron stream was really good. Oh, man, we've had some good streams over the years. Alright, is your last card a scam card? We probably lose to that. Oh, no, it is! Or it's a Bowmaster. No, it's definitely a scam card. They can't kill my entire board, at least. But they do get to cast the Sheoldred, which is so frustrating. Is this game 2? This is game 2 and we're up a game, right? I'm nothing without my record tracker. Yeah, the Vampire Pox stream was pretty good. Yeah, we talked about Dino's run today. A little shout out! Exclamation point DINO. He's really doing it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do when my opponent attacks. I'll cross that bridge later, I guess. But obviously, finding Sheoldred's nice. The weekly Mono Blue Tron donation. Yeah, that was a good arc too. When are we getting another trophy race? Probably not anytime soon. I want to do a trophy sprint at some point this year. A trophy sprint will be a short, like 1 week, get as many trophies as possible, charity week-long stream. I don't know when I'm going to do it. It's going to be probably November, I'm thinking. But it'll be probably like well into a set release too. Play around a dying card by main phasing this. So grinding mono Tree Tron. Probably grinding some decks. I don't think Tron exactly. Streaming for 1 week straight. We're doing long streams all week, but not sure exactly what the schedule will be. Yeah, people who do these subathons, I don't know how they do it. I don't have, like, for me, maybe it's just the way I stream, where I try to have like as little dead air as possible, and I don't really take breaks. I just like try to keep it as entertaining as I can for as long as I can. Maybe that's just like not how subathons are done, but people who just go non-stop for weeks and weeks, I don't know how they do it. I am just not built that way. Drawing a land there was pretty bad, but, you know. The board is mostly clogged up. We're a little bit ahead on board. Whoever draws a removal spell first is probably going to win. Well, we are up a game. Could double block the grief, kill the grief, take 8. I don't think I can really take 8. I have to draw a ring. Cool.
Is your internet okay, or?
It's okay for now.
It's not for me. Oh.
You're not fitting with the fetch? I mean, my life total is a little bit perilous, but I guess we're fetching if we draw a ring anyways, so probably should have. Life total is still pretty perilous. I think me being able to play another second red card painlessly is probably worth fetching here. So I go down to 5. They have no cards in their hand. Stay at 5. Stay at 5. Come on, dude. Game 3, I guess. I guess we're up to 21 lands post board. Blood Crypt, triple endurance, gross. They keep 7. Fairy Conclave, good username. Thank you for the 4 months. I mean, he doesn't get Bowmastered, I guess. Maybe she got Overgrown Tomb into turn tapped. Wasn't sure if we are getting basics or not. Here, I'm going to get Stomping Ground so these endurances are castable. Scam versus Murktide, how's that matchup? I think Scam is favored. Like, the fact, I think because there's still, like, main deck 3 Terminates, I give Scam the edge. Bowmasters is also like still a big factor in that matchup, and I think it's not a super duper lopsided matchup, but it is, I think, pretty clearly slight edge for Scam because of Bowmasters, because they're still making Terminates. Yeah, so I guess I want them to block with their Orc army, right? It's kind of close, but I don't want them to be able to attack the Wrenn and then bolt the Wrenn. Huh. They messed up. Now they can't kill my Goyf. So I think if they had killed the Goyf first, I am gonna Endurance, but they messed up and killed the Wrenn first, so I think I'm just supposed to Terminate. Terminate on their upkeep. How many Moss would Dread Knight would have put in something like this? I'm gonna start with 4. I just always like to play 4 of the card at first. I wonder how different this game is if they don't. If they target the Goyf first, it's so different. I don't know. It's hard to say. Is Delighted over Noble because of Bowmaster and Wrenn and Six, and Halfling making Sheoldred and Ring uncounterable, and I don't know, is that enough? Oh, so they must have just drawn this. I guess I don't evoke Endurance to stop it. The colored mana is mostly irrelevant in Halfling. The colored mana is mostly irrelevant in Halfling. Well, in this deck, it casts Wrenn and Six and casts Sheoldred, which are like your 2 hardest cards to cast. It doesn't cast the Endurances post board, but does pitch 2 Endurance post board. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the comment a little bit. Play this because of Blood Moon. They only have 1 card in their hand. Yeah, I think I just misunderstood you, Rashadin. Well, cards still can't block. They do have a Bolt underneath the Voidwalker, but Bolt doesn't answer the Endurance. They can play a blocker off the Voidwalker. If it's Tarmogoyf, and we choose to Endurance them, it shrinks it down to 3/4. If I target myself, it shrinks it down to 4/5. If they have nothing, they're dead to Wrenn and Six, Bowmaster, Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push. Do you have a strong opinion on which use of Halfling had 1 toughness? No, it doesn't matter at all. Like, it just like, it doesn't have 1 it has 2 toughness, and it's better because of that. We don't need to spend a lot of time on thinking about hypothetically if it didn't. So I'm dead to Bolt. But I'm not doing against Bolt anyways. Good against Bolt anyways. Can I reasonably play this with Ragavan instead of Halfling? Yeah, sure. I don't think it's a huge difference. But I think Halfling is better. Ragavan's still a good card. White fetch is basic, they're not shocked, because they have Blood Moon in their deck, and I can cast all the spells in my deck with the Forest. This is mostly a fetch to thin, which is not something I always do. I just have to draw almost any spell is just gonna lock in the win. Kamal, 20 months, thank you. They have 2 cards. They have a Lightning Bolt under the Voidwalker. Is it risky to use basics that are so alike? Yeah. Probably need to switch them up. Why does it feel like we've been playing this game for 3 hours? We have been playing against them for like at least an hour. One way or another, we're about to get out of the scam bracket. Hopefully. Another Voidwalker. Their last card has to be a removal spell or a Ragavan, or they're dead. I would be very tilted if it was Lightning Bolt and they just attack and bolt me after all this time. I have a hard time imagining that would be the case. So either they're just dead on board, and just like obviously dead on board, or their last card is Fatal Push. Goes Ragavan, you beat it to dash, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what my opponent's thinking about so long. Like you have to put endurance into play, and you have to have a push, or and if that is, they bolt me, attack me. Concede? Okay. I guess they're just trying to figure out a way to grow the Goyf. Drew another land. Okay. Through this game bracket 1-1. Ragavan. That's more or less like what I was doing in the Bombardment sack deck. Is their trial matchup still horrendous? With 4 Boseiju in the deck, it's not that bad. If Ragavan's post-board against them too. I mean, maybe we get Ledger Shreddered here some percentage of the time, but I think they're most likely just on blue-black control, so we'll just play this tapped, and since we are unlikely to need to use a removal spell. You claimed Eld was the most broken Sinister of all time. Weren't you around when Urza Saga came out? I was. I started playing in Return to Ravnica. I was not around back then. I guess I even to some extent, like my understanding of like Standard when Urza Saga came out, and maybe I'm wrong, but is it even like the same format? I feel like it was a very different thing at the time. Maybe I'm just wrong, but I would even say that it is okay. Eldraine is not more broken than Urza Saga, but it has almost definitely like more like a higher density of busted cards. Like I know Urza Saga, again. I don't know everything, but yeah, you have your Tolarian Academy, your Mox Diamond, or no, sorry, Mox Diamond is not from. You have Lotus. Is it Lotus Petal? I don't know. Just who cares? Who cares? Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess I do play Fable this turn. Sorry, I probably should have played it off Blood Crypt because of Sheoldred. But if I ping the Bowmaster, I don't really want to chump my army with their army with my army. Yogg-Will, Bargain, Monolith, yeah. Because like in Urza Saga, like isn't all the broken stuff is just fast mana for the most part, right? It's like fast mana and time spiral. Is there a lot of other stuff? Maybe there is a lot of other stuff. Very before my time. Jar, yeah. Again, super before my time. Type 2 had longer rotation, was everything after 4th edition. Yeah, like I don't know that it was really the same format. Maybe it was. So I'm gonna get in. Them having double ring means I definitely need to get the pressure on. And I'm going to use my push on the Orc army, seeing their hand as no 4th land, double ring. I don't think we need to play around Sheoldred. Just want more burn. They not only find their 4th land immediately, but their 4th land is the best possible land in Painless Manamo. $19.99 memory jar. I was 5 years old when this stack came out. Oh boy. Okay, maybe that was the more powerful set. So I guess we Boseiju the Manamo. You play pre-release in paper? Sometimes. It's been a while. Okay, so their hand is another ring, a mystery card, and then the new card off their draw step. It's one of them. They're not tapping the ring on their turn. Drew my own copy of the ring. We lost a scam. We're 1-1 against scam. This league. Very tilting game 3. So down to 11. I might just ping them with Wrenn and Six. Found a push. But my ring sticks around. Okay, I found my land drop for the turn, so I think it's kind of an easy ping here. They have another ring in their hand, and then they have 2 mystery cards. Why did this little T trigger there? Its ability went on the stack. If the ability, there's no target, so it just immediately goes away, right? I'm sure that's how it works. So they don't have a Sheoldred, they just have to reset their ring. Now we're ahead on the ring counter battle. Also pretty ahead on life, ahead on board, ahead on mana. Not ahead on cards in hand, though. How would you beat Dimir Control player as a burn player? Dimir Control as a burn player. Easily. I don't know. The match was. When I was playing Dimir, I never really felt like the burn matchup was that good. You know, one issue you probably have is that you don't have a ton of agency as a burn player. You just kind of have to pick your spots, not play into counterspell sometimes. But for the most part, you gotta kill them before they get their thing going and they get Sheoldred going. You know. I probably would not overthink it too much. I guess they just have a removal spell for the Sheoldred. Still, like, astounded that they didn't Subtlety the Sheoldred, even if they would have a removal spell for it. I am astounded. Okay, forget to attack. Oops. If this Sheoldred trigger goes on the stack, they have fucked up. But like they have to have like Sheoldred's Edict or something. Ever try Halfling and Legendary Sorceries? I haven't. There aren't really like good Legendary Sorceries. So down to 5, and they also cannot play. Or if they play a Sheoldred this turn, I have a good attack. Versus Ruinous Blast? Yeah, I don't think I would like classify that as a good legendary sorcery. Yeah, I mean, yeah, y'all can list them. I've read them all. They all kind of suck, you know. They all kind of suck. Like Urza's Ruinous Blast is really slow, and you have to have a legend stick around, which is just not a very easy thing to do. So they have a push. They Edict my Wrenn. Well, they're at 5. They're dead to Lightning Bolts. I think I'm going to shuffle the Goyf that's on the top of my library away. They're dead to Bolt, doing bad against Bowmaster, doing bad against Sheoldred. Oh, what a Chad. Just don't even tap the ring. Oh, wait, I forgot about counter Force Negation. Imagine it. Okay, if I drew a discard spell here, I will have made a big mistake. The early celebration, yeah. Oops. What did they pitch? Just kind of spell. Okay. GG if they don't have counterspell as their last card. Okay, GG. This guy was trying to fancy play, remove all my stops. So they just die immediately. Okay, I think we're cutting Lightning Bolts, bringing in Endurances. Maybe 3 Terminate, 3 Endurance, kind of like that. Click Submit. Probably a favorable matchup. Guy as well with Beseech will be interesting. I agree. I think in Modern doesn't have like as many implications, unfortunately. But in Legacy it will be. I'll keep this on the draw, I guess. Ahmed, 3 years, happy anniversary, welcome back. Yeah, time is really flying. That's on a mold to 6. So they have a Lorien revealed probably if they're leading on Sunken Ruins. I feel like there's room to explore with Beseech and Face Reward. I like that is a great suggestion. Oh, no Lorien revealed. It's an awkward hand. Yeah, that is a very creative suggestion for Beseech. The card definitely has a lot of brew potential. I am certainly excited for it. I'm excited to draw third land this game, maybe. Faith's Reward without KCI is definitely a bigger ask. Stern Scolding the Goyf. Like you just like don't have like the super important engine card. Although like the Beseech would have been so insane in KCI. Actually, you have like a million things to sacrifice. It just gives you 8 KCIs. That would have been absurd, I think. Pretty easy just to be a black mana base instead of green, or maybe even both. Alright, tough. I'll probably just scoop to a ring if they have it. The same color as Citadel and Profane Tutor. Yeah, I've tried a lot of like Bolas' Citadel brews. In my experience, the problem is like a resolved Bolas' Citadel just like doesn't win the game in Modern almost ever. You just don't have enough like mana to hit off of it. And you don't have enough like cheap cards. Blank's revealing a Lorcana deck, trying to get me into it. I kind of had hoped the cards would look better. My first glance is that I don't really like them, just the way they look. I guess I don't really know what I expected. I can't really mulligan Halfling Wrenn and Six. I don't know why I expected them to look better. The border is like so generic. It's probably fine, but just don't love it. Love to see them tapping for blue. No, come on, don't tease me like this. Tap Watery Grave, untap, tap for blue. Oh! Your hand that maybe can't beat a fatal push. We're gonna untap the Watery Grave. Then we're gonna push the Halfling. Come on, dude. Alright, but we just ripped the land anyways. Maybe the cards look better in person. Just waiting for force. I would love to get force there. I have second Wrenn and Six. Yeah, complain listed. Daybreak is does such a good job of managing Magic Online. They hear your complaints in real time. Yeah, obviously gameplay is more important than art design. I just had not seen a Lorcana card before. I just expected them to look better. It's okay. Oh, we had to talk about this last week too. Commandeer my Fable. Why me, dude? What did I do to deserve this? Commandeer. How is it possible Snapcaster is making a comeback in a Bowmaster format? Snapcaster's not bad against Bowmaster, I think. Maybe it's not good against it, but Flame of Venor is awesome. Flame of Venor is just so good. I get it back when it flips. Let's go. What a swingy. It's been a very emotional match so far. You've been going through it the past few streams with these plays? You said my play was bad there? Because I think just casting the Fable is fine. Or do you mean like the Commandeer play? Certainly have not been playing my best today overall. I think I'd rather them counter the Wrenn than the push, since they missed the lane drop. Guess I could have played around Spell Pierce. But we get Spell Pierced either way. We should like Commandeer. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean it's just It's good to play it up though. I kind of enjoy going, wow, what the hell? it's good for the stream when wacky stuff like this happens. Oh damn it! Chat was wrong. I should have known. I should have known. I guess I just main phase the Endurance so it resolves, and I can just ping the Bowmaster away and cut them off of Murktide. Yeah, Fable specifies under your control. This even came up the other day with like I stole Fable or opponent stole Fable. Is Commandeer also just like super sick? Okay, so I have like a mono blue ring deck I've been kind of fucking around with off stream. That's like missing stuff. Do we just play Commandeer in this deck? Is that what it's missing? No, we don't have enough blue cards. Yeah. Okay, so if they have a force mitigation, good beats. Good top deck either way. Yeah, Commandeer in blue-black is not the most uncommon thing ever. We had it like in our PT testing a little bit too. Big fan of the Elves modern deck. You've took us a few months. Any thoughts? Not really. I tried building it with the 3-mana Nissa and then realized how bad that was. Like Tyvar is just a much better 3-drop. Deck was also, you know, pre-Orcish Bowmasters. Like the 2-mana Lord that like draws a card when you cast an elf. That card was so good, I think, and then into immediately like completely unplayable. Which is, you know, a bad place to be. I think we cast this. If they have Counterspell plus Orcish Bowmasters, good beats. If it just resolves, I might pass also. Yeah, let's just pass. Or attack with the Endurance first. Tap the ring in their upkeep. What about Tyvar Bowmaster build? I mean, Tyvar's like not that good if it's just like 3 mana unearth, but like you have to kill. It's pretty easy to kill after that. You have to have like a bunch of creatures with activated abilities, and so like, you know, maybe you could do like Abzan Stoneblade, but you're still just missing a little too much probably. Well, I guess maybe Halfling is a big deal for that deck. Oh, you're kidding! Oh, so they did have Revolt for a second. I didn't realize they had Revolt. Because I pinged their token. They're down to 11. We're ahead on board, head on life, head on mana, behind on cards. Diamond Lion Tyvar. I've tried. So someone did have a Diamond Line Tyvar deck. Maybe it was Burnt Taco. It was very cool. It was one of the coolest decks I've ever seen. Priest, Bowmaster Tyvar, something I'd want to watch. Yeah, I did. Priest of Felrites. We did have a pretty cool Fauna Shaman Tyvar deck that we 5-0'd a little bit. I don't know if Bowmaster Halfling might go in that deck. It was Dingo's deck? Maybe it was. Is Diamond Lion Stonebelcher? No. For the most part, I just don't recommend trying to register Diamond Lion in Modern. I do think if any card is going to break it, it's probably Tyvar. Priest of Forgotten goes, oh yeah, I did actually know that's what you meant. I just always mix those two card names up. So not play, we're not going to main phase this because of Damnation. Forget to attack. Oops. Professor Bojangles, 10 months. Thank you. Still waiting on the. You'll be waiting a long time for a Dermo Taxi deck. Dermo Taxi, I think, has got to be the worst. The worst Modern Horizons 2 rare. Maybe the worst Modern Horizons rare of all time, or of all time of both just period. The worst Modern Horizons rare. It's kind of a fun little. Flamancipator with the 22 months. We're looking for a rare worse than Dermo Taxi. Better than Sarah the Benevolent? No, it is not better than Sarah the Benevolent. Neither are good, but Dermo Taxi is much worse, I think. Dermo Taxi, it's like, it's just so bad. 2 mana, and enters the battlefield, imprint a creature from a graveyard. And then you have to tap 2 creatures to make it a copy of that card. It is just the worst. Red Force is the worst? Yeah, maybe Force of Rage is worse. We can maybe get a poll going. Let's see if there's any other card. Like, Diamond Lion is 5-0 to League before. It's a 2-2. Oh, maybe Myriad Lage's Slumber is worse. I'd say probably not, but it's... I could maybe be sold Myriad Lage's Slumber is worse. Isn't the mono blue deck missing Facial combo? I mean, I've also been working on that draft. The idea was like I wanted to play like a fair deck with Chalice. Facial combo is so bad against Bowmasters. It's kind of tough. Okay, I think we're still trying to play around a Damnation. With Dermotex, you need 3 other cards. It's really 4 because you need a way to put a creature in the graveyard. And then you need the Dermotaxi, and then you need... I guess I reset the ring here. And you need a way to reset... You need the Dermotaxi itself, and then you need 2 creatures to crew. 2 to crew. It's not even like crew... It was so insulting, too, about Dermotaxi, is it's not crew a number. It's not crew 2, crew 3. It's just... just tap 2 creatures. It doesn't even say crew on it. It just says tap 2 creatures to make it a creature. It's insulting. Yeah, but I could get behind Force of Rage being worse. I could get behind Myriad Lage's Slumber being worse. There's no Modern Horizons card that I hate more than Dermotaxi. Card is just so bad. Like, Force of Rage at least like puts 2 blockers into play, you know what I mean? Explosives on 0. Is that on purpose? What about Usuri? Which one is Usuri? Is that the rare that attacks and you flip some coin? That card's not that bad. Like, you probably win if you attack with it. Like, at least that does something. You know what I mean? Force of Virtue is kind of bad. I've trophied leagues with Force of Virtue. The worst card is Winds of Abandon? No. I mean, none of these cards are good, but, like... I'll register Winds of Abandon sometimes. And I guess I never have, but like I can kind of imagine. I can kind of imagine a timeline where I might register Winds. I actually think Winds of Abandon. There was a time where it was like really high on my list of cards I wished was Pioneer legal. That being said, I currently no longer wish anything was Pioneer legal. I just want to let Pioneer be its thing. Like, I've played against people registering Winds of Abandon before, and it's like exiled stuff, you know what I mean? You ever Thoughtseize this turn? I guess I can Thoughtseize. Take the Commandeer out of Principle. How is it not Chance Encounter? What is Chance Encounter? Is that a... I thought that was a Baldur's Gate card or something. Chance Encounter. Whenever you win a coin flip, put a luck counter on Chance Encounter. You're going to keep your Chance Encounters. 10 more luck counters win the game. Okay, that one's probably worse. That one's a 4 mana do nothing instead of 2 mana do nothing, which is worse. And I guess like Dermotaxi, like in theory, can sometimes copy a. Wait, no, I lost. I can't believe I lost. I guess I couldn't cast the Thoughtseize. Still feels bad that they had to like exactly top deck Sheoldred, but I guess this is why I couldn't cast the Thoughtseize. We're still not even doing. There's still like no answer to Sheoldred even if we cast it. This is frustrating. Can still win an upkeep. I guess, yeah. Sorry. I guess we could have played to it. Let's move on from Jund though. The Jund life is just not. Oh well, no, we'll play for the Jund 5-0. Yeah, sorry, we could have drawn on our upkeep and killed them in response to the trigger maybe. Although I sided out the bolts. We were dead. I don't think another Bowmaster does it, right? Yeah, we were very dead. Could be pretty greedy, put back the Boseiju. Although Boseiju plus Wrenn and Six could be good in this matchup. Let's put back the Terminate, I think. Well, we can Wrenn and Six ping most turn 1 creatures. We put back the Bolt. Kind of a tough choice there. The best part of 3-2ing into YouTube is putting Gen 5-0 in the title and watching the comment section. Would imply I ever read a comment section in my life. Because a Bolt for the Halfling. Well, we do get to resolve the Wrenn. They don't have Force. Three, 4 power at least a 4/5. Having Terminate in my hand is great too. Ring for next turn. What do y'all want to take here, huh? What do y'all want to take? That was a hard call, dude. Spell Snare is so good. Okay, important to make sure that Goyf doesn't die to Lightning Bolt after picking up the fetch land, but still stays 3/4. Huntmaster of the Fellas, and I miss Huntmaster too. Imagine Huntmaster still being the best value 4-drop in Modern. That would be awesome. Everybody loves that card. I want. Would it see play in Pioneer? I wonder. I think it might see some play in Pioneer. My opponent needs 2 card types here for this Channeler to survive Wrenn and Six. I play Huntmaster. I mean, we would all play Huntmaster in Pioneer. Everybody, if Huntmaster became legal, we would all immediately drop what we were doing and start playing it in Pioneer. But would it be good? I don't know. Can we do real Boomer John? Bob's Lily's Huntmasters? maybe. Sounds so fun. It's also like kind of a good time to do that kind of stuff where we just have set release coming out, you know. Any day that we're all just patiently waiting on. Maybe I want Ragavans in this matchup. I don't really like Fable very much against Murktide usually. This kind of looks okay. Donation goal, play Boomerjund. Alright, let's do a vibe check. Who after this would be down to just like put together true Boomerjund? Like no Wrenn and Six, no Ragavan, just like actual confidants. Confidants Lilies. Hotmaster. Dumake has one. Sheoldred. Well, Sheoldred is a new card. That's a Gensaga. Gensaga's pretty good. Maybe it's better than this deck. I think I'm keeping this hand. Maybe 3 halflings is too many. Bloodbraid, yeah. It does sound very fun. Yeah, like, well, like, we would have to like really. Let's do a poll. Okay, let's get a poll. Is that fun? Should we play True Boomerjund? Yeah, it'll be fun. Nah. Dead meme. I'm gonna like 5-minute poll. But it's just kind of like it's just like the time, I think. If we're gonna do it, it's now is the time. Like right in between set release, you know. This one is 2008 Reed Duke. Yeah. Like I might just copy and paste this, but add like put a Hotmaster in the main deck. I see the poll up here. It would be like almost definitely something like this. Oh no, oh no. This deck. What tournament was this? 6-2? In a Mox event? I played this at a Mox event and I went 6-2? But this is I played Chandra Acolyte of Flame. Oh baby. Our queen, Vraska Golgari Queen. I have no recollection of this event. Probably just need to play 5-6 Goyf. It does just die to heat if they have heat. Maybe I should play 2 halflings. Can uncounterable dash Ragavan and play Goyf next turn. Chandra, I remember Chandra was awesome. Chandra was like great with Wrenn and Six. Chandra would like come back, flashback spells, eat a lot of spells. Maybe Chandra was a scam. I remember liking it. You could like ultimate Wrenn really fast with it. It was a different time, y'all. It was a different time. The people have spoken. Well, I like Jund is like winning, but it's like 67-41. I think if 40% of the people really don't like the idea of dead meme, it's probably something to move on from. Bolt the Bird, 3 Bunsy, thank you. It's also like these like goofy leagues. They're just like they always sound way better in theory than in practice. These goofy like let's play Boomerjund. It's like fun for like one match. And then ends up getting a lot more boring. Three cards in their hand. Yeah, we could play Lutri for memeing. Play OG Grixis Delvery. I don't know. Yeah, like we could if we're gonna do like the Boomer Gen stuff, we would do like one match, or we would do like until we lose. Does it also mean something gave over 50% hope for something you took him away? I mean, it's just okay. Like it's who cares? I might still do it, but it's like I'm you're not gonna make everybody happy no matter what. We have other stuff we could do too, you know. Kind of crazy this was not a Murktide, huh? Okay, so 3-1 or 3-2 Gen 5-0. Who dead mean? I think I'll play one match. I'll play. Or did I not?